Today's Poock's post is why growing law firms need to invest money and time post-sale. Law firm sales today are not turnkey purchases, okay? When a buyer is purchasing a growing law firm, they are purchasing and recognizing that a senior attorney-led firm presents 5 components of value. That is the client list and the referral source list. That is the book of business that a senior attorney selling firm has developed, their goodwill that they have developed in their legal market, the subject matter knowledge, which matches up often with what the growing law firm is doing. That is, if a growing firm practices in estate planning, real estate, and corporate, they are purchasing a law firm that has goodwill and subject matter knowledge in those same practice areas. And more post 2020, the digital value is being acquired because that is offering great value to buying firms as well. Stated a little bit differently, what buyers are purchasing is the synergy value of what a senior attorney-led firm brings to a growing law firm. That is the synergy value. Why did they come together? They came together because senior attorney-led firm presents instant client growth, a combined workforce, cumulative expertise, and marketing value. Okay. The buying firm, when they're looking at the senior attorney-led firm, are thinking of the buying firm as energy sources for their law firms, right? What is that energy source for growing law firms? What do they need to keep the literal lights on in the practice? They need clients, okay? So if we think of those 5 components of value, like windmills that's generating energy for the growing law firm, those windmills consist of the client list, referral source list, the goodwill, subject matter, digital value that a senior attorney-led firm presents. Now, in terms of why does the growing law firm need to invest? The reason why they need to invest is because the magic does not happen immediately. Okay, the investment in time and money, especially during the first 90 to 180 days post-sale, is absolutely critical. Okay, and those steps of those critical stages during the first 90 days, let's say in particular, is listening. Growing firm needs to listen to what it is that the senior attorney-led firm did well. You wanted their practice. You welcomed them into your firm. They must have been doing something very well, even if it was antiquated, okay? Even if they didn't have a CRM, okay? Even if they are in total word of mouth in terms of how they develop new business. We listen to them and not judge them, and both sides. The senior attorney, very important, and his or her staff needs to be listening to what it is that the growing law firm, how do they conduct their business? And then very importantly, and an investment needs to happen here as well, is both sides need to adapt to each other. It is far too easy, and we see this often, for both sides, senior attorney, to say, well, this is how we've always done it, and it's worked for us, so we're not going to change. And growing law firm to say, well, we're the new sheriff in town, okay, and we're literally writing the checks now, so this is how we do it here, and just swallow this pill, okay? And frankly, it just doesn't work that way, and it takes time. It takes money. We're often recommending an integration consultant to come in, your office manager, other lawyers, to really be able to deploy empathy, because when both sides can listen to each other and adapt to each other, then they can start adopting compromises, adopting how we do this together. And then that is what leads to growing together via the flux capacitor of what we see of the model of law firm sales today, which is trust transfer. And there are 3 elements, 3 types of trust transfer. And those 3 examples of trust transfer is that it's done in person. Senior attorney is transferring the trust of his or her clients to lawyers at the growing law firms that they join in person, let's say at an in-person meeting. It's done via Zoom today, when senior attorney can go onto a Zoom meeting with new partners at the firm that the senior attorney has joined, together with the clients, and say to those clients, you are in good hands with my new partners, Maria and Steve. it works because the clients feel assured. They know, like, and very importantly, trust the senior attorney. And if they know that the senior attorney knows, likes, and trusts successor counsel, that successor counsel will step into those shoes, albeit however big they are, of the senior attorney. And then lastly, the example is via social media. The senior attorney comes over with a very large, typically client list. Growing law firm begins to market to the client list and letting them know that we're so happy that senior attorney and senior attorney staff has now joined our firm. We want you to know that we practice in these areas, those areas, and of course the same practice areas as the senior attorney. But it is so important to invest the time and money to go through from day zero to the 6-month mark, because otherwise, if growing law firms are not investing that time and money to get to growing together and benefiting by trust transfer, both sides will not realize the tremendous opportunity that growth by acquisition presents to growing law firms.